If you told me even a couple of weeks ago that my mind would be as silent as it's been since I've been doing Troy's mind transcendence practice, I would not have believed you, because my mind was a whirlwind of non-stop thought after thought after thought. And it wasn't until I started to practice the letting go technique, the what's the opposite technique that Troy teaches, that I realized that so much of my life was being lived from the basis, from the root of these thoughts. And oftentimes they were really negative thoughts, really self-deprecating thoughts, limiting beliefs. And the entire home of my life was built from the bricks of these thoughts. The more that I practice Troy's letting go technique and asking what's the opposite, the more I see how all my thoughts have been leading me to live my life in just complete delusion. And what's worse is that the thoughts that I lived based off of were mostly negative. So it was like wearing a pair of glasses that are completely distorting my worldview. Or like Troy has this beautiful analogy of the toothpaste on the mirror that distorts your reflection. We start to identify with the toothpaste instead of with our true essence, with who we really are, which is untouched by that toothpaste. And man, like now that I'm in this place of seeing the truth, I'm like, well, how could I have possibly been living in this delusion that I'm so distorted, that every time I look in the mirror, I have this thought, this unconscious thought, oh, you're not fit enough, you're not beautiful enough, you're not this, you're not that, you need to be more of this. And it's like all those thoughts form a pattern in the brain, and these neurons that fire together, they wire together, and pretty soon that entire cluster of thoughts becomes our reality, which becomes our personality, and we just start living like this. And truly, when I talk to so many people, I see how so many of us are living like this. And it's so sad, because it's truly the root of our suffering. We aren't getting chased by wolves or tigers. Most of us don't really undergo any real suffering or stress or pain even. It's a choice that we make because we choose to live from the basis of these thoughts. And I never thought that I would say that someone could actually teach self-realization. And I actually thought self-realization was something that was afforded to a few really wise people like the Buddha or Ram Dass or those types of people. And I never thought that I could be on that path, like truly didn't have the self-efficacy to believe that that could be me. And now not only do I think that could be me, it is me. I am on the path, and this technique that Troy teaches, all this amalgamation of knowledge that he's gathered from the great Buddha, from the Yoga Sutras, from Yogananda, from Hermetic alchemy, like all these sources from all over the world, all throughout history. He's taken these learnings and created this beautiful, beautiful teaching or set of teachings that takes the Western mind and leads it step by step to actually practicing self-realization, to get to that point where there's a true understanding of sense and sense of self, our true selves, beyond this delusion, this illusion of the mind, right? And Troy also says what's between our emotions and God, spirit, is the mind. So when we can transcend the mind, we can be one with God. We can be one with ourselves. And again, like if you had told me all this even a couple weeks ago, I would have been like, yeah, okay, that sounds nice, cool, maybe for somebody else. But now that I'm actually practicing, which Troy's taught me this technique before and I just haven't done it, and now I'm actually doing it. Now that I'm doing it, I'm like, it works. Like it truly actually works. And my gratitude is just like it's endless, it's infinite, because I feel like he has given me such a beautiful gift, which is the gift of myself, like my true self. And I give that gift to myself every time I do this practice and show up. And one other thing that was really getting me before that makes sense now is I used to think, oh, well, how many times am I going to have to do this practice? You know, is it ever going to work for me? And the way Troy puts it is that every time you do it, you write a little bit of code into the software that is your mind to change the software little by little, little by little, little by little. And a year from now, when I look back, I hope, I think I know that it will be different. And you know, I think I thought, oh, is it worth doing? And truly, it's the only thing that is worth doing.